Hi everyone and welcome to this new Adobe Live show. I am Michael and we will be live for 2 hours with Jackie.
Hey everyone.
Hi, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Flying from New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 hours of UX design, actually a full week about UX design and Adobe XD. You are the second guest of the day and maybe we can see the schedule very quickly because we started the day with Ellie, okay? She just was designing an app. And then we are with Jackie Ho. We have people you see from Ottawa. I see, let us know where you're from. This is awesome.
Oh, nice.
And after, at 1 p.m. Pacific time, Natalie Liu will join us. And she's an Adobe Creative Resident. We have awesome news for you. And Michael Crabtree will be with Michael Chess. So 2 Michaels for the price of 1. This will be at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And this is the first day. We will be live today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and also on Thursday. It's really to give you time to work on your design. Isn't it awesome? See, we have people from LA, from Colombia, for Poland, all around the world.
Nice.
Thanks for watching us on Behance. We also invite them to participate, so we will do some random giveaways because this is winter, so we give away socks,
Wow.
with the
great.
XD
I want a
logo.
pair. Yeah.
You will see, if you wear them, you become instantly become UX
That's
designer.
the trick?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
that's the trick. And also a new notebook. Oh, it's so cute. To maybe sketch screens, and you will also sketch on paper today. And we also invite them to create and share prototypes. So at the end of the show, I will ask you to review some prototypes. Today the theme is health.
Nice.
Actually, it's inspired by you.
Inspired by me.
Yeah, because we will design an app, you will explain, but about sports, to
I
be in
see.
better shape. So we say, we should do something around this. So
Nice.
check the challenge tab on behance.net/live. You have all the rules, but we invite you to create and share prototype with XD. And we just had an update this morning, so you will see new features in XD, such as one of my favorite new features for me, the radial gradients,
Nice.
because I use gradients all the time. So
Nice.
I'm happy to have you. Radial gradients.
Very cool.
Okay, Jackie, so if you want to introduce you to the chat, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone, my name's Jackie. I currently work at a company called Pivotal. Specifically, I work in Pivotal Labs, which is the consulting part of Pivotal. There's a lot of things that Pivotal does. Labs is just one of them. And what we do at Pivotal Labs is that we build software, and then we also help our clients learn how to build software better. So, and practice, agile, extreme programming. They're all here to learn that. And what's really unique about Pivotal is that different than your typical consulting or agency model, we actually have the clients come into our office. So I literally sit next to my client designer every day. We pair on everything. It can feel really heavy-handed, but I think that immersive experience is really what helps you learn everything that you need to do when you go back to your office. And now you have to do it by yourself.
Yeah, and you shared with me, when we were preparing this stream, that we will do some user testing. We really have a unique opportunity with Jackie to really feel the user testing part of the UX design process. She's an expert on this. Also, if you check my screen, if you want to get in touch with Jackie, she has a website. It's Oho Design.
I've had this name for a long time.
Oho.
Yeah.
Oho Design.
Yes.
So that's good. UI UX developer. Oh, okay. Didn't know. Do some coding too?
Yeah, I studied CS a little bit in college, and I think that bridge between design development is something that is really interesting to me, and I think over time I've done more and more front end. I wouldn't call myself necessarily a full-blown developer by any means, but maybe one day we're getting there. But I think, there's a lot of continuity between the two disciplines.
Yeah, this is definitely a plus, This is awesome. And don't hesitate to ask questions to Jackie in the chat. We have the chat in front of us, and it should work fine now. Yeah, it's a great chat. Okay. Let's start, I guess. If you want to share, what is your plan for...
Yeah, sure. So I think over the 3 days, today I'm going to talk a little bit about what the product I'm working on. Specifically, it's called Kipup. Like Michael mentioned, it's a product, a startup that I work on with 2 other people that's around the sport called Wushu. So I'll talk a little bit about the software Kipup, where it is now and where we want to go with it. And then we're going to start with we're over 3 days. We're going to work on the registration piece. So, I'll sort of today we'll talk about sort of the research that I did, why we're working on certain things, and then we're mostly sketching today, some prototyping tomorrow, continue with the prototyping, maybe increase the fidelity, and then I want to go through creating a user interview script because on Thursday I'll be doing a live interview session. I actually booked someone for this time slot to do a live interview session. They're not going to be here, but we'll do like a video conference call. It's been arranged. We're going to test it, make sure there are no technical difficulties, but we'll kind of run through what it looks like to do an interview, how I might do an interview, and then see what we learn from that interview and make iterations as necessary.
Cool. Awesome. So maybe you want to introduce us to the Kipup project.
Yeah,
so this is a screenshot from your website with the logo.
Yeah, actually I have it running locally if you want to just switch to my screen. Cool, so I have Kipup running here. Let me just pull it up. So this is just our landing page. You can visit kipup.io to see this right now. But what you can't actually see is the app part of it. But I can walk you through it because as I have it running locally. So coming in here, basically what Kipup is today it's a software that helps organizers of Wushu competitions run their competitions as well as judges to judge those competitions. So if you're not familiar with Wushu, it's really similar, or the way that it's judged is kind of like gymnastics. There are elements that are sort of the more artistic elements that are judged, as well as the technical movements. So let's say, I don't know the names of gymnastics moves, but let's say ice skating. Kind of maybe similar to ice skating. I'm going to do like a triple sow cow. All of these things
Triple XL.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know the technical terms, but all of those things have certain points that are associated with them. So Wushu is kind of similar to that. And Wushu is Chinese martial arts, in case I didn't mention that. So what we're looking at here is, this is the view that a judge would look at. You have the events here, you have the competitors, and you can enter in scores. There's like time deductions that you can do. There's as well as there's these are those moves I was talking about. So a judge can go in and say, yep, I completed that competitor did this move. They missed this one. They got this one, et cetera, et cetera. And all of this is running live. There's sockets. There's no refreshing. So it's really fast. And it's been really great for competitions because now you decrease the time between competitors from a couple minutes to now 10 seconds. And you're ready to go.
Check, and you get the score.
Yeah, I think really this, myself and two other engineers, we started working on this because, we're practitioners of Wushu. We've been a part of the Wushu community for a really long time. And we really saw a need in the community where we've been to so many competitions, but
it was
more often not,
because it was taking time.
Yeah, they were just taking a really long time, and a lot of it was software issues. And so, we said, hey, we build software. I work at Pivotal. They work at, Amazon and Mongo. These are things that we do. How might we contribute to a community that we really care about? And also have an opportunity to work on something together. So that's been really fun too.
So we have some questions about this app. Jay Price asking, okay, Jackie, did you also code this website? And Matthias is interested in the framework.
Sure, yeah. So currently the app is running on Node.js and Backbone. We're looking to actually move it to something more modern, maybe like React. We're currently in the process of that. I personally did not code this part of the website. I did some of the styling and things like that. But I did, I did build this website, which was pretty quick. Did this in like a day, which is really fun because I hadn't done static websites in a long time, so it was actually really fast. So I coded this part, but as for the actual app, I did not code that. Between three of us, there's enough work to go around.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're asking, did you use Bootstrap maybe?
We didn't use any CSS frameworks. I think myself and one of the other team members, we feel strongly about not using frameworks. We're both people that are really strong in doing SAS or CSS. So, there are a lot of downsides. You get a lot of things with frameworks, but at the same time, you spend a lot of time undoing things that are brought on by those frameworks too. So, if we have the ability to code those things ourselves, we might as well do it and not have to deal with other stuff.
Awesome. So I see Keith Alva just logged in. Thanks for joining us. And if you're excited about UX design, I mean, that's perfect because we'll try to understand the design process, your mindset, when you want to add features.
Totally.
So what's your goal? Like, what's the plan for, you want to extend this app, adding new
Yeah,
features?
totally. So
Okay.
let me open up. I was jotting some things down. So the next thing we wanted to do for this app is currently, in order to start a competition, how it sort of works is, say you're an organizer, we have a competition or conversation. You say, "Hey Jackie, we have a competition in 6 months," and I'm like, "Great, we have a contract. You're gonna pay me X amount of money to use the software." But there's a lot of manual setup. So the registration today is usually done by a different system. There's not one system, but there's a couple different systems. So the data comes in different ways, and we're now then tasked with manually adding all those competitors into our database. But let's say there are changes, or maybe the competitor's name is wrong, or there are new competitors. That now becomes a really manual process for us. And changes like that happen all the time on the fly. So what we want to do now is actually give that power of that setup now to the competitors and kind of create a really seamless flow between registration and judging, so that data's not out of sync, because that can be a problem. So I did a couple user interviews with current competitors. I have some of the notes here, but some of the things that came out of it were things around situations in the past where the data in the judging system was actually out of sync with what the competitor thought they had put in, and then the competitor actually got penalized because, you actually didn't do that move. Why did you do this different move? And they got docked for that. And later, when it was brought to their attention, it was still, they didn't change it. And that's really sad for me to hear as someone who writes software, because, that's just a software issue, as well as a people issue. So I think there are a lot of ways that we can smooth out that process, and also just save myself and my 2 other team members a lot of time when it comes to the setup.
Yeah, you would defer a lot of administrative tasks, actually, like maintenance to the user. So empowering the user, but you need also, like in this case, to be very careful, because you give them more power, but also more power to destroy everything. So that's why you want to have the best user experience, especially for this task, because it would directly impact the database. So
yeah, that's true.
If you don't control the quality of the data, and if they are confused with the experience, it can just corrupt your database and then break everything. So we will try to avoid this.
So I sort of captured here on my screen the user goals, business goals, and I also just wrote a vision statement. Okay. So as for the user goals, these are sort of things that I'm going to tackle today. So as a user, so the format that we typically want to use is, as a user, maybe I might even say as a competitor, I need to do X so that I can X. So the really simple one is, as a user, I need to register for a competition so that I can participate in the competition. As a user, I need to be able to make changes to my event registration information so that I have flexibility in case my situation changes. Competitors are constantly dropping events, moving events, and they have to email, "Hey, I'm not participating in this anymore." Like, "Oh, no, wait. I registered for advanced, I actually meant intermediate." And so either I have to make that change or the organizer makes that change, and as the competition gets larger, that just really gets out of hand. Other things such as a user, I need the competition judges to have the correct information about my event so that I don't get penalized for something that's not my fault. That's the thing that I just mentioned. As a user, I want to see information about the competition so that I know that I'm able to participate. So just really basic information about time and place. And finally, as a user, I want to see the scores from previous competition so that I can track my improvement. So I kind of listed these 5 things here in relative importance order. The last one ties into the ability for a user to maybe log in and be able to see, oh, these are the 2 competitions I was participated in before.
Oh, yeah.
What were my
The archive,
scores?
yeah,
What
the
were other
history.
people's scores? Exactly.
And we have some questions about
Yeah.
what the theme of the day. So maybe we can talk about it because as you will be designing this app, we also challenge our users, but it's more like challenging themselves, just to become a better designer. They will just create and share a prototype with us.
Cool.
So the theme of the day is we invite you to design a mobile app with at least 3 screens. But with 3 screens, it's usually enough to just express something. And the theme is health, but it could be fitness, it could be like practicing sport. So how can an app like motivate you or help you to monitor your health or excite you to do more sports? So we already received some entries, so maybe
Cool.
we can review some and it will inspire our friends, who are
yeah.
watching. All the details of the challenge are in the challenge tab on behance.net/live. Okay, so there is a chat tab, info tab, challenge tab. So we have a first entry with someone, I guess, living in Sweden. Yeah, I can tell. Running monitoring evolve with run scanner. Okay, so I can enter. Whoa, very nice. I enter my phone number, and then it will monitor. The Apple app that will tell you how many steps. It's also like a monitor. How long I've been running today, 5 hours ago, and that's kilometers. Sorry, but yeah, it speaks to me. Thanks for using kilometers. And very nice UI. 3 screens made with Adobe XD. This is awesome. We have Unleash. Okay, what's happening with this dog? Ready? Go.
So cute.
He's ready for his
Oh.
role. Oh, so that's health of the dog. Okay, and you can
Oh.
monitor where you've been.
Yeah.
Okay, that's smart because you have to walk too, so it's good
Yeah.
for your health too. Yeah.
Nice. Can you
It's,
flip back to the first screen of that?
Yeah. If you have any feedback, by the way, something you would like to say. Ready? Go. Melo, it's ready for you. Oh, like you say, okay, I'm about to
So it
walk
would-
with my dog and it will
Looks like it would
track
track
everything.
it.
Yeah. Do you
Cool.
want to do it again? Okay, nice. A carrot counter. I'm a big fan of carrots. I don't know if this is someone who
I do
designed
like
it for me.
carrots too.
For the moment, there is 1 screen, so make sure to publish at least 3 screens. With XD, actually, you can update. So if you publish again your prototype from XD, it will directly update the user experience. So I invite you to work more on this one and feel grand steps to be better. Or maybe it's about
Are you feeling
meditation.
foggy?
Yes, I'm feeling foggy. It works on great. Okay, so it's more like
Like
an
decision tree
assistant.
kind
Yeah,
of thing.
decision tree.
Nice.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And they're all using Adobe XD. And this morning we had an update of Adobe XD, so we can share the link in the chat. But we have a blog post explaining what's new.
Yeah.
And actually, as you were talking, I was thinking about something. Is that we have just introduced third-party integration. So now Adobe XD can communicate with other apps.
Cool.
Such as Zeppelin,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is more used
I
for
love Zeppelin.
design specs.
Yeah.
And now you can directly export artboards from XD to Zeppelin.
Nice. That's great.
And Avocode.
Never use avocado.
So Avocode is a IDE, like a code editor in the browser. So this is also something where, for your CSS and styling, it will give you some tips. So I invite you to check that. And so third-party integrations, we increase the performance. You can preview the files in Dropbox now directly. And this is Kyle, by the way. Hi, Kyle. Hello. He works in the XD team. And you can switch the colors between hexadecimal, RGB, and HSB.
Nice.
And radial gradients.
Your favorite.
That's for me.
What do you use radial gradients for, mostly?
So
Can't say I
actually,
use them that much.
how can I show you that? Maybe if we run the lower third, I will show you why. Because all the visual assets that you see the planets are using radial gradients, and all the visual assets of
Oh,
Adobe
okay.
Live, I create them in XD.
Cool.
Not when it's animated, it's After Effects, but all
Yeah.
the screens, the YouTube storage screens, now I'm using XD.
XD.
Yeah, not
Nice.
using Photoshop anymore.
Yeah.
Thetwin is asking, will this be available for on-demand viewing later? Yes, Thet. So everything that we do live on Behance Live is available after on the Creative Cloud YouTube channel. And with Behance, we're actually working on a replay experience that should be available this year on Behance. So it should be even easier to find us. But you can rewatch all the episodes with Jackie at the end of the week. So it would be
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah. I was gonna say for the health apps.
Yeah.
I'd be really curious to see for people who haven't.
tip.
Here's how to win brownie points with me. For people who have not yet started on something, if you already have, that's cool. But people who haven't, we really need to see something that comes from a current pain that you personally have, or like your like mother has, or your
Something
family
personal?
has.
Okay.
Yeah, something personal, like around health. Like me personally, maybe it's like for me, I have a difficult time sticking to diet plans that are like wishy-washy. Like if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna eat less processed sugar, I have a really hard time sticking with that. So I actually respond better to diets that are like, you can't eat this thing, or you must eat this thing.
You need guidance. Like,
Yeah, I need more
strong
guidance.
ones.
And
Okay.
that's like, and maybe I would want to design an app around that. So I think maybe don't be afraid to come up with something that's like super specific or super niche to a problem that you have, or a problem that you know other people have. That'd be really cool. Or if there's like a sport you participate in, that would be really cool.
And I really like that, because this is also what we say to our Adobe Live guests. You know, like pick a topic you're passionate about, such as Wushu.
Yeah, totally.
And this is the best way to understand the user. You know, like the
Exactly.
user pain, and trying to find a solution to their problems. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So user goals. Okay, we see that. So what would be your next step? You know, like you know what you want to provide, like the new features for the users. Then what would be your next step?
Yeah, so I think we'll just really quick. I wanted to just talk about a little bit the vision sort of we have before I dive into what would be our next steps. I think the vision for Kipup would be, how might we create the one-stop platform for the Wushu community to run competitions, for competitors to track and manage their growth and participation in those competitions, and also open the platform for discovering new competitions. So I think currently there's not that many competitions going on at any given time, and the Wushu community is not that big, but currently it's really difficult to run a competition. Either you have inexperienced judges, you have competitors who don't know what running a competition entails, so trying to make that process easier so that people can actually run more competitions. If you look at other sports like gymnastics or ice skating, there's so much more engagement there. So really, how might we grow Wushu as a whole? That's the vision.
Now some more community engagement. I like that.
Absolutely.
And Mary thanks for inspiring our viewers, because Mary said,
Nice.
"Oh, you gave me a challenge
That's
idea."
great.
Thanks.
I'm excited to see it.
This is awesome.
Awesome.
Juani,
Do you have a picture of
you practicing Wushu? Okay.
I can maybe find one. There's a picture of me. This is not me, but I'm just
This
in
is not
this.
Wushu.
This is an article that came out, but I came here for the link. Here's a picture of me.
Oh my God.
If you want to check out this article, Built to Adapt is a blog run by Pivotal. So this is an article that we put out, and that is a picture of me. It's pretty cool, right?
Okay, maybe I will.
Yeah.
I'll keep my distance now. Keep some distance.
But no, this is like not.
Say that is
This is not
badass.
like a
Yeah.
real Wushu picture. It's just like a pose picture. You would
Yeah.
never actually do
Very
Wushu.
cinematographic,
You would
very
never actually
dramatic.
do it with a scabbard. That's definitely not a thing.
Okay, it looks great. It's a great picture.
Thank you. Cool.
Okay, and some people say, I'm at work, I want to enter the contest, where you can use the lunch break. You will see XD is super easy to learn, very fast. So use the lunch break to enter the contest. This would be cool. Okay, so I like this vision of... so you think it's important when you design your features on your app to have like this big vision for the app?
I think it's important to know where your vision's going, and I think from that vision, define what are the current pains in that space, and start with that. I think it's really easy to get stuck in like, oh man, like I have this vision for what Kip's gonna be like, but where do I start? It's so broad, and you end up with designers. Designers, we're all super creative, imaginative people, and it's so easy to get excited by all the possibilities. But if I had came in day one and said, man, John and Darren, we have this vision for creating, John and Darren are the name of my teammates.
I figured.
Let's like create this platform that like everyone's logging in and like exploring new competitions. But that would have been way too broad. Okay. Instead, what's really neat about this particular product is that we actually started with a really tangible problem statement, which is that so I went to Columbia, and there's a Wushu team at Columbia.
We have people from Columbia in the chat.
Nice. Columbia, like the school or the country?
Oh, sorry. I was talking about the country.
That's what I thought. I went to Columbia, the school in New York. And so there's a Wushu team at Columbia. And really the impetus to start working on this was we actually had won the bid to do the competition at Columbia, host it on campus, which is super exciting, a really big deal for the team. But as with running competition, we got to figure out how do we run the judging. Mm-hmm. So since we're all former Columbia alumni, that became now our driving cause. Like, we have a limited amount of time. What's the bare minimum we need to do to get a judging platform up and running for this competition that's happening? You can't push it off. It's happening in May. And I think we started working on the product in, I want to say October. That's like maybe when we got the bid for it. And that, I think that's such a great, it was so fortuitous that we had that, because once you have like a deadline, you really have to work on it. You have to do, maybe a bit unhealthfully. I know at Pivotal, we all talk about sustainable pace and no burnout, but and in which case we actually did experience quite a bit of burnout because we worked so hard up until May. But that really got us going with what we needed and made us really think what's like really critical for us to have and not get distracted by things that are pretty or cool, but like you don't actually need them. Okay. I think that's really everything about how I work as a designer is all about optimizing for what's the leanest solution. I think also having worked on a team closely with product managers, engineers, as well as having some technical knowledge myself. It's helped me think really critically about what's the simplest thing I can do to get that value to users sooner.
Awesome.
Sorry, that was a long tirade.
Yeah. Important to share the vision. I get it.
Cool.
Helps you to prioritize. That's good.
Yeah, definitely. Sweet. So you were asking me a long time ago,
what's next?
What would I do next? So now that I have the user goals and the business goals, I actually probably would want to come in here. Let's say if I was working with my client designer, we might jam on this together. If I was working by myself, I typically keep a lot of things in my head, so I don't really write things down. But I might go in here and like think of, what are the solutions for each of these pains? Because these don't necessarily define like an exact implementation or the exact features. But I think in our case today, I think it's pretty straightforward. To speed things up, maybe I won't. I'll just jot some things down actually as I talk through them. So for the first one, we want to be able to, I think largely we want to like view some information about, competitor, view some information about a competition. So like maybe there's a date, there's like the time, there's like the place that it's at, maybe like when registration closes, I don't know.
Maybe you can zoom in a little bit for friends.
Yeah, totally. That's big. All right, so we'll probably want something like that. I want to be able to register, so the things that come in registration, there's like basic information. So we have my the name,
hi Kenneth Parker.
the affiliation. Let's just go with that for now. There might be more later. Okay. Then there's the events that you want to register for. So those events today, if I switch over here, part of the app is the setup. So here you can actually see the names of the events. And this is actually, I probably wouldn't do this. An event organizer would probably do this, where they would say like, oh, I want to create like beginner female long fist or something. It's a non-do event, and I'm gonna save it. And there we have an event.
Okay.
So
and then it should appear
and those would be the ones
in the list of
yeah,
all
those would be
users.
the ones that a competitor would be able to choose from.
Okay.
So they need to pick an event, and for some of those events, there's non-do events. Basically, what that is it's really straightforward. You just get a score out of 10 points.
Okay.
Interesting one is non-do events. So there's a lot of things that come into non-do, and it's really technical. Not sure how much of the detail I'll be able to get through today, but there's things like compulsory movements that you need to register for and non-do codes. So these are the things I was talking about before with like the jumps and things like that. Thankfully, we have all the data for the non-do codes already ready in like a JSON format. So we just need to like figure out how to display that. The compulsory movements is gonna be a little bit more effort from our end, but these are all parts of registering for a non-do event. Cool, so we have viewing some information about a competition, registering. I think the other thing that stands out to me is this this goal of as a user, I need to be able to make changes to my registration so that I have flexibility in case my situation changes.
Yeah. So edit.
So as well as maybe I want to see scores from previous competitions. So that to me sounds like some ability for me to log
Yeah.
in.
You need a profile.
Yeah, log out, reset password. These are all things that we actually don't have today for our competitors. There's actually nothing in the app today that allows a user to have an account that persists. Today, if there's a new competition, we're actually going in straight to the database and creating all the logins for all the judges manually. So maybe now we open the door for having more continuity. The judge can keep their login from competition to competition, as well as users, rather competitors.
I see Japster who has just joined. So if you just joined, so we're working with Jackie of extending an existing application to register to Wushu, which is a martial art, Chinese martial art competition. And today, she wants to empower the users to register to an event and update their information. When today it's a manual process directly in the database, which can lead to some errors, and it's not very flexible and agile. Also, some people are talking about XD, trying it for the first time, and I see some people struggling with publishing several screens. So I will just show you how it works because it's a concept. So if you download XD today, and you can try it for free, it's part of Creative Cloud. You design screens like this. I saw some people who are using Illustrator to design screens, which was actually my case before, like when I did
same.
web
I also
design.
started in Illustrator.
Yeah, when I did web design in the past. So now you have a lot of similar tools in XD. But once you design several screens, you have to switch to the prototype view. Okay, so first, step 1, design. Step 2, prototype. And this is where you say, okay, if I click on this button, I want to jump here with this type of transition, for instance, slide left. And if I click here, I want to jump to this screen, okay? And once you have all your connections, you can select this and enter the preview mode, okay? And you see how it works. So you can create your entry for the challenge. The theme of the day is health. So it deals with health, sport, just to be in better shape. And you can, at the end, publish the prototype. Okay, so that's here, the share button here. That's my name, that's the time. Okay, so publish prototype, create a public link, and it will upload all your screens to Creative Cloud, and it will become a web page, basically, that I can open. And you can share it with us, okay? So someone can review the screens, like when you were talking about user testing. This is something you can share with the user. And actually the user can add comments and say, update this picture, and you can pin it here. Okay, so you will get all the user comments, you can reply, and it becomes this collaborative workflow to make sure you have the best experience. And then when you give it to developers, at least you validate, like the experience is approved, you feel good about it. Do you have fields when you insert text? So text will be static text calling, okay? So you need to emulate, if it's the, so one trick, maybe we can show. So let's say I want to pretend that here it's a text field, so you can draw a rectangle
Great spot for a text field.
Yeah, it's awesome. And you can do something like your name, okay, and make it just grayish like this. And we'll pretend that I want to fill in this. So I say, okay, if I click here in prototype mode, I want to jump here. And here I will edit the text and say Jackie Ho. And sorry, the margin is not terrible on the left, but that's easy to fix. Just fix that here. Okay, so now if we go back to preview mode, this is how you can,
Simulate text.
Simulate
Probably want
that.
to get rid of that transition.
Thank you, Jackie, for the feedback. So to edit a transition, you just have to click on the transition again and say, okay, maybe dissolve in this case, or none. Actually, maybe you don't need a transition.
No transition.
But let's see. Yeah, it's better. So you have really to anticipate the experience. It's your job as a designer to express what will be the final experience. And with Jackie, we will do over the days like some user testing.
We'll have a lot of form fields.
We have a lot of feedback. It will be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep publishing your prototype because with Jackie at the end of the show, we'll review what you created and you will pick your favorite one.
I have a question, Michael. Are people, I've seen from previous live streams that basically everyone created mobile apps. Is there any restriction on that or?
So today it's about mobile.
Okay.
But maybe there will be a surprise tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So they can totally create desktop if they want.
Yeah.
Okay.
And tomorrow actually.
So just in case anyone was wondering.
Actually, tomorrow it will be a website.
Someone.
It will be a
tomorrow's gonna be a website. Oh, okay, cool.
And on Thursday it will be something different.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, we one day we had them to create an experience for a smart fridge.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and they did an amazing job. They
it's
were
really
amazing.
fun.
You're amazing.
My fridge is pretty dumb, so that would be really cool.
Okay, sorry. So it was just to give them some tips because
good.
I saw in the chat they were struggling with how to publish several screens.
Nice.
Okay. Let's go back to, okay, what do we have for the users? So we want them to register basic information, choose the event, the type of event, and we need a profile. So a sign up experience.
I don't know if they, I would say like they probably don't, I don't know if they need a profile. Maybe eventually they would need a profile, but I think for now, there's not that many competitions. So we just need them to, let's start with the ability to log in and make changes for one competition.
Okay.
And then later we can expand to, now I have my profile. Here are like my previous competitions and things like that.
Okay, makes sense.
But let's start with the smallest thing. Let's imagine that we're having competition really soon. We got to get this out.
Small. Okay.
Yeah, totally. I'm just going to take a look at the user goals, see if there's anything that's come up.
You meet all the goals.
I think most of the complexity is going to be in all of that registration stuff. And yeah, cool. Sweet. So maybe we can switch to sketching. Usually I'll like sketch out a couple things quickly on my notebook before diving in to prototyping.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed, so I'm going to move some things around.
Yes, you can sketch somewhere here, and we will just move the camera.
Cool. Oh, this is not a pen.
This is not. No, this is an Apple pencil. The Apple Pencil doesn't work. Do you need a pen?
I do need a pen.
Do we have a pen in the building? That's a good question. Or a marker or anything.
Yeah, anything's good.
Yeah, this is a digital company here. This is Adobe.
I just sketch.
Is there an Adobe Pen CC somewhere?
I mean, I can sketch on the tablet too if we want. Anything's fine.
Okay, we need something strong, so.
Maybe the pens that'll be darker.
Yeah, this one might be easier for the contrast.
Yeah. Cool.
Can we try? Yeah.
And it works.
Okay.
It's really thin. Cool.
Okay, so and if you can describe,
that's so cool. I was like, where is the camera on this thing? The angle of it is like intense though. Dang. All right, it's okay. Can't move it. Okay, cool. So I'll probably start with like imagining if I were a competitor, how would I even get to this place in the first place? How would I even get to registering for something on Kipup? So today, most of the competitions, commonly competitions are promoted like on Facebook or something like that. So they're probably clicking in from some other page that already has information about the thing that they're registering for. So Imagine, I'll just sketch it out here, but obviously we're not going to build any of this, but like this is like Facebook. I started off with Facebook, and like there's some like information about the competition, and maybe there's like a link, like what I've seen most commonly is like there's one of the organizers will say like, hey, like registration is live. Like, click here
you
to
want
register.
to promote the event, yeah.
Yeah, because they might like put out the Facebook event a long time in advance, but registration is not open yet.
Okay.
So, because they gotta get all their events in a row, set up everything. So
Makes
at
sense.
some point they'll say registration is live. Click here to register. So our users are already coming in from some link. They're not like coming in from Kipup's website. I think also say like. You know, it might be tempting or distracting to say, oh, we want to build this like place on like kipup.io that like has like stuff about upcoming competitions. Check them out. Like that's all like fine and dandy and like, you know, not negative user value, but like probably not that interesting right now because people are probably not going to ever see that. They want to click on the link and go straight to registration. So what do I want to see when I click that link? Maybe I want to see, at the very least, I want the name of the competition. So let's call it, let's say we're talking about Collegiates 2018. That's really soon. And I have like the place. I have like the time and date that it's at. And then maybe I have like something at the bottom that says like register. Cool. And also, just so I forgot to mention, I'm gonna be designing for a like a web app, but like on a mobile device, not like a native app.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're not about to go build a native app for Kipup.
No, and like for this type of use case, like the mobile browser has all the features
totally
and
fine.
capabilities. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I think it's way smarter. It's easier to update. It's easier, like.
Yeah,
that's
and I
perfect.
think also on that note, I actually spent a lot of time thinking about if I wanted to prototype today a mobile view or a desktop view because I think there are a lot of use cases for both. I think one of the competitors I actually spoke to said like he never looked at any of the registration stuff ever on his phone. It was like always on his computer. But I think also if you're just registering for like an event, it's pretty easy, or it's pretty likely that you're coming in from like, oh, I got a notification on Facebook, like on my phone, like let me click at this and like maybe I can just register right now. So I went with mobile for today. Also, I don't do mobile very much at work, so this will be pretty fun. At Pivotal, we work on a lot of, at least for me personally, I've done mostly like a lot of B2B experiences.
Okay.
So not a lot of cases where we've done like mobile apps or anything like that. They just had to be like responsive, but not like full on mobile. So this will be interesting. Maybe it'll be terrible, but I always like a good challenge. Cool. So diving back into the screens.
You have people saying holding that pen like a DAO, Jackie.
Like a what?
DAO. DAO.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I guess it's a
Like,
reference.
like this.
Yeah. And we have Wakasrov asking if we build a prototype and we can write two different notes information at the same time, one for the customer and one for the developer. So you can manage what the prototypes you publish with XD. So you have to do two versions. But it won't be the same URL. It will be two different URLs where you can gather the feedback from the designers or the users and one from the developers. Also, the developers, you want to usually involve them like really at the end, once you validate the user experience. If you check XD, there is another way to publish your prototype. It's called the design specs. And design specs will give more information to the developers. It will give you, I will prepare something.
Okay.
We can keep sketching. I will show them what is the design spec, but I need to try something first.
Cool. Sweet. So I see some information. Collegiates 2018. It's like, at this place on this date. Great. I'm going to click, the user will then click register. Then maybe I'll just reiterate, this is the competition. Maybe we'll keep it really small. It's on May 12th, 2018 in University of Pittsburgh. And I have some basic information like I have name and affiliation. Today in the database, we don't have a distinction between first name and last name. So
you have the full name.
Doesn't really matter right now. We'll
Okay.
just do a name and affiliation. We had some conversations with my team about how we would handle affiliations. So today, affiliation might be something like, if it's a collegiate competition, I might say like, oh, I go to Columbia. If it's like a team trials, which is not hosted by a university or anything, it's just like more general practitioners of Wushu, they might want to put like their Wushu school or something. So maybe we can start with a text field, or maybe in the future we can start to no, correct me. Correction. We don't want a text field. Today, how it's handled, if we switch back to my screen, when you go and create a competitor and you specify an affiliation.
If we switch back to our laptop.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
All these people don't have affiliations, but this is actually a drop down, although currently it doesn't look like one for some reason. So we actually probably want to create like a finite list of affiliations that people can choose from, and maybe have like a similar interaction where they can add a new one if they don't see it there. Whatever is the easiest thing to do. Cool, so I'm gonna, switching back to the sketchbook. So I have my name,
thanks
I have
Anita
my
for joining
affiliation.
us. So Anita, we are working on extending this app, okay?
Cool.
Facebook, okay,
Yeah.
name, drop down.
Cool, yeah, so we clicked from
Affiliation.
Facebook, and then I see information, I clicked register, and I see just like a quick abbreviated version of what I'm registering for, and now we're starting to fill out the things on that page. So I wanted to step back and think about what it might look like. Let's say if I've been here before, maybe I've like already registered for a competition in the past, how that would look like if I already have an account.
Okay,
So
the sign-in experience.
yeah, so what I'll do a lot is I'll like look at what other people have done. So I'm not like recreating new experiences or recreating solved experiences. So one that comes to mind for a registration portal that you might already have an account with, the obvious one would be Eventbrite. So maybe if we switch to my screen, you can see how maybe Eventbrite handles something like this.
Okay.
Cool. This sounds like a great event. Nice. In downtown San Jose. And let's see how they handle it on mobile. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to a mobile view. Which I already did, so I'm going to move this over here. Great. So it already looks how it should on mobile. Yeah, this is like pretty similar to what we might have. Maybe I'll like get a picture of like a fun Wushu competition picture, date and time. I like this like sticky tickets thing. I don't know if we'll need it necessarily because we don't have as much information as they do, but maybe eventually. What I was looking
Call
for
to action,
is
tickets. Okay, so when do you ask for the information of the user? So first they display
so
the information.
They start with the tickets, which
and how many people?
makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably not too relevant for what we're doing because you're just registering for yourself.
Okay,
So let's click checkout.
and I guess this is when.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, this is sort of what I was looking for. We have that like abbreviated version of what it is that I'm registering for, and then this used Eventbrite before. Sign in for fast and easy ordering. So maybe we can do something like that, like a call out to say, have you registered on Kipup before? Sign in now.
A nice message. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
and let's
good.
see what it looks like when you click sign in. Okay, cool. So
Okay.
yeah, I like that it has this this gray box and then like
And
keeps
converts
that
it
within
into
there.
a block. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without refreshing the page.
Cool.
That's
And
good.
I'm assuming that if I register here, I think it pre-populates, or it'll populate in whatever it can with like the name and the email and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So cool. So
Awesome.
that sounds great. Like, let's just go with exactly what that is.
Yeah.
And in case anyone is curious about how I got to this view, I'm not sure if people are familiar, but this is something I'll use a lot to play around with responsive or just check out what sites look at on mobile. If you open developer tools,
So this
you
is
can,
in Chrome. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at Chrome, although Firefox has it just the same. You click on this toggle device toolbar and you can see the different devices here.
Nice. So how it would behave with the resolution
Exactly.
of iPhone 7.
Exactly. And
That's very
what
trick.
happens, sometimes Chrome doesn't respond fast enough and you end up with like this weird like squished view
Okay.
on the mobile screen. And so if it ever looks really funny, just give the page a quick refresh and then it'll reset to like, if
Good
it
to
were
know.
mobile, it would look like this. Because sometimes, sometimes it just doesn't respond fast enough. I
And
don't know
Yadira
why.
is asking, how did you make it black? The background.
Oh, this
There are some themes, I guess.
is probably in settings. I don't know.
Oh, theme, dark. I saw it.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah. The first
Aha,
one.
yeah.
There's
I
a
like the
dark theme. So this is
Easier
Chrome.
on my
huh?
eyes.
This is not XD. I know a lot of users are
Oh,
want XD to
wondering.
become dark, but yeah. Not yet.
Yeah. Cool. So
So this is not an IDE, okay? This is just inspecting. So if you open Google Chrome, you can launch the Chrome tools and it will show you the code in real time. It's a very good way to understand also the structure of web pages and the CSS especially, how they style stuff. But here we wanted to get some inspiration from Eventbrite because they already solved this problem of signing up for an event. Okay, so in the case of Jackie, it's Wushu events, but with Eventbrite it's more generic. But at least we saw that, okay, what's happening if I'm not signed in? So they go like through the final stage and then say, oh, by the way, you need to sign in. So,
totally.
so we can try to replicate that.
Yeah.
I like it, yeah.
Cool. So, switching back to the sketchbook,
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of a thing that we now want. We probably want somewhere on the screen a place to just say like, oh, sign in, if I've like already signed in before. Obviously, it shouldn't look like that, but that'll just be a placeholder. Remember that we have to add that somewhere if they're not registering for the first time.
Okay.
Cool. Or maybe this becomes like sign in or register. I don't know. Whatever. So here let's throw in that pattern where we have used Kipup before
Yeah.
sign in.
And this box, will become the
Yeah.
signing experience
And I'm
with
just
a
adding-
login and password.
Another thing here that we probably need for like the basic information, name, affiliation, and also email. Cool. And at the bottom,
They are all big fans of the dark themes.
the dark thing.
like
Everyone's
dark
asking
mode
the
for
dark
life.
themes. It's not updating on this screen.
Yeah, it's everything on mine.
Okay, cool.
So I'm catching up.
Cool. Cool. So then maybe we have like next or something for here. Just because there's a lot of stuff that goes into registering for events, so maybe we can make it like a stepped process, but or not. Maybe we'll test and see how that feels. Let's just expand on how this thing looks like. So if I click sign in, probably all we have is like email, and we have the password. I should
And
probably
stay
draw.
tuned because we will do some giveaways in about 5 minutes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we give away some good XD swag, XD goodies. The socks, we have a new notebook. Okay, so be active in the chat. If the chat works, try to be active in the chat. And we will pick someone. Okay, so just post something where you're from, just say hi, or if you have any question for Jackie, any question about XD, about UX design.
Cool. So I just went ahead and said
Sucks, yeah.
if I clicked sign in, I would be prompted to enter an email and password. And that would sort of populate these fields below if after you log in. Cool. So sorry for like the really messy sketches. I actually lied.
But that's for you. That's okay. Like you.
I don't sketch on paper that much, actually.
Yeah.
I sketch a lot on whiteboards, like with other people.
Yeah, with other people.
Yeah. So it's pretty funny to actually come back
You're
to
just
like what I
sketching for
used to do
yourself this
more.
time.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Cool. So I hit next. Now the next thing that
It's the page flip transition.
literally. So on the next screen, maybe I want, I'll just label this here. We want to see some events. Let's see. Maybe we want to type ahead or something. Just because the way that people typically word their events can be a little bit different, competition to competition. And that might be easier to go through than like a massive drop down of like of events, because there can be a lot.
Yeah. So do you want a search field or?
Yeah, we'll probably just do some sort of type ahead.
Yeah.
So like
Type ahead. Okay.
we'll just say like type ahead for events. We actually have a type ahead on Kipup today. If you confirm, cancel.
So yeah, if you go back to your screen.
Oh yeah, sorry, I switched back to my computer.
It's too fast.
It's too fast. We have this type ahead now. This follows the Google material design, where maybe I'll say like, this is the one I just added. So maybe we do something like that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, if you have 100 events, you know. Ooh.
Yeah, add an event. So let's say they find the event, they would.
And we have some questions about your process, like when you work for our customers.
Yeah.
Do you get style guide from clients?
Do I get
sometimes?
what?
A style guide.
Style guides from. Yeah, that's a really great question. It varies. I would say my current client has a very strong style guide. It's a large corporate company that has a lot of guidelines for what their apps should look like. But I've also been on projects where they didn't have anything, so we had free range to create our own styles.
Okay. I wanted to show the design spec, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Paul, if you can switch to my screen, I wanted to, because we had this conversation about, okay, you want to communicate with your users, so you publish your XD prototype, and they can add comments.
Right.
But let's say at the end, you want to communicate with developers, they want more information, okay? So what you can do once you have your prototype ready is, instead of publishing a prototype, you publish design spec, okay? So what it will do is that, again, it will upload the experience on the web, and I have it here. So you recognize, so that's the browser, okay? So you recognize your screen, but if I click on one screen, it will extract some information, like the color with the reference of the color, and it will show me where it's used, you see, in the app.
Yeah.
Also, the typography. Here I'm using Acumin Pro, which is available on Typekit.
Yeah.
It will show me also in the app where it's been used. You can also select an element, and if I press Alt, it will show me the distance. So here you see it's not pixel perfect. I should fix that. But it's like 252.77 pixels, which is not good. The developer will be like, what? But yeah, it's really a way to really publish more information, and you can jump to the next screen and again extract some information. And if you work with Zeppelin, which is also this type of experience, you know, with design specs. So now we have the integration. So I can quickly show you, but you can go in File, Export to a Zeppelin or Zeppelin Beta, because I have to install it. And it will show you how it will, you can select an artboard and it will create the experience in Zeppelin if you're using Zeppelin.
Nice.
So two ways to communicate. Publish prototype to gather feedback, and also publish design specs for developers who need more information about your design. Okay? We have a winner for the XD socks and the XD notebook. Jackie, if you want to read the name of the reader.
Sure.
It's an amazing technology. It's a sticky note.
Where did it come from?
It comes from our community manager.
Cool. And the winner is Margarita Mercado.
Yeah, Margarita. Congratulations.
Nice. That's a really cool name. That's like a I'm going to be famous name.
It's a fake name.
It's fake.
It's a fake name. So yeah, this is awesome. Margarita, you will receive a message, private message on Behance. Okay, stay tuned from the team, and you will For your cold feet, receive the XD socks.
That's awesome.
Let us know where you're from. Let us know if it's cold because maybe she's in Brazil and it's,
It's like never
100
cold.
degrees. And so I'm done. Okay, cool. And stay tuned. There will be more giveaways. We will also review more entries very soon. So stay active in the chat and congratulations, Margarita. Okay. Sketching. More sketching?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the sketchbook.
Cool. So we were just talking about in a page where after I had entered in a bunch of basic information, so we had my name, email, and affiliation. I hit next, and now I need to choose which event I want to participate in. So an example, an event might be, let's say I'm adding beginner long fist. Beginner male long fist is like a very common event. I would say a lot of participants in this event. So
Okay.
so I went ahead and I selected it from a drop down. Don't know exactly how that experience looks like yet. And maybe I want to be able to like remove it or something. So some way to say like, just kidding, I don't actually, want that event. Cool. Let's go ahead and say we also want beginner male straight sword. I just use SS as an abbreviation because it doesn't fit in the remaining space. So now I have my 2 events, and now it says next. And cool. Let's see. We probably also want on all of these pages a way to go back. Let's not forget that. In case I want to go back and review some of this other information. These are really.
It's a browser, so.
Sorry?
It's in a browser, so at least you have the back button.
That's true. Yeah. That is true.
So it's not as crucial as a mobile app, a native app. Yeah.
Cool. So let's start with like the simpler path first. So both of these events that I've added here, beginner events, they're gonna be non-Nandu events. So as I mentioned before, non-Nandu.
And Alison is asking, could you ultimately design also simple games using XD? So actually, games. So we had Nick and Ian. They were 2 guests on Adobe Live, and they designed a game UI with XD.
What was the game?
It was a game that they created, but then they tried to express, like the UI, the navigation in the menu to change the settings of the game, and everything was interactive. And
Nice.
it's great. Yeah, so you can definitely design a game, and maybe we will challenge the viewers one day and ask them to design a game experience.
Cool.
Yeah,
That would be really interesting.
this should come.
Cool. So so these 2 events are non-Nandu events, which means that they're only scored out of 10 points. And so they're much simpler than the Nandu events. We can get into that path maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
But we'll go with let's go with the simplest one. I think if we were also actually designing this for a competition like Collegiates 2018, Collegiates is a competition that is hosted by a university, like the one that I spoke about earlier, that we hosted. And most of the competitors will be participating in non-Nandu events. Typically only have like max 8 out of 180 competitors that are doing non-do events. So let's go with the more common use case for now, for this kind of competition. Cool. So we hit next, and maybe I want to see some information that says like some sort of confirmation. I have like my name. I have
just
email.
To make sure everything is correct.
Yep. My affiliation. Here are the events.
And Kenneth is curious to see how to share XD prototype specs with developers. So so it's already in the tool. It's already in Adobe XD, but it's in beta, so we need your feedback. Okay, so try XD. You can get it on xd.adobe.com. And when you do share, you can say share the design specs, and you will see a beta logo actually. And we have a website where you can directly communicate with the XD team, with the product managers.
Yes.
It's called adobe.xd.userworks.com. We will put the link in the chat, but you can directly vote for
That's
new
awesome.
features. You can actually ask for new features and encourage your friends to vote for the features so
Yeah.
it gets noticed by the team. And it's a constant conversation. And
That's
this is something
awesome.
we did from day one.
Yeah.
And every month we add new features to support the requests from the community.
Is that a thing that you do for other Adobe products as well?
So XD is the first one
Okay.
with
Nice.
this philosophy, but in the meantime we released Adobe Dimension with the same philosophy.
Okay.
So from now on, actually we added this principle for Illustrator and InDesign recently, which are more like legacy apps,
Right.
but just to encourage the conversation with the,
Yeah,
with
that's
the
awesome.
community.
Yeah, I'd be so curious to see how you like decide what to work on from like that sort of feedback, since it can be such a large funnel of things.
Yeah, so sometimes we have the team coming on Adobe Live actually, and they explain how they
Oh, okay.
how they do
What they're
that.
thinking.
But yeah, it's hard because you have to prioritize. Like a lot
Right,
of people
yeah, how do you
asking for
prioritize?
the dark theme. You know,
Yeah.
we want but you're like, okay, but maybe it's more important to work on guides for layout. You know?
Right, like
So-
what do you want more, like the dark theme or like the ability to do guides?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that is hard. How? Sorry, this is off track, but how many people work on Adobe XD?
How many people?
Yeah.
They shared a number with us when they were live. I don't remember, but it's quite a big team. Yeah, I need to find, but
Cool. Maybe we can talk about it tomorrow.
yeah, I will find it's quite a big team
Yeah.
actually, because what we are trying to do is also integrate it more and more closely with Creative Cloud. So if you work with Photoshop, Illustrator, you know how you can build bridges, and
Nice.
so you can directly like having you working in Photoshop on the logo, and you press save, and it's automatically
That's awesome.
updated in XD.
Yeah,
You know,
that'll be
this
really
type of
cool.
mechanism. So yeah.
Nice. Very
Okay.
cool.
Sorry, we're just talking about XD and behind the scenes, but this is something that we build with the community. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
that makes sense.
I love to see that. Cool. So we switched back to the sketchbook. So I was just talking about a confirmation screen. I'm just gonna actually write non-do over here. This is the non-do flow, which is much simpler. So I have a confirmation of my name, email, affiliation, the events, and then maybe I'll say like confirm or something. And then we have cool. So after I confirm, there's this other thing that I didn't mention that is part of competitions, which is that competitors have to pay for their registration. So we actually want to probably start with, for Kipup, we probably want to start with actually not handling the payment to start, because we don't want to. There are a lot of like legal issues with about who's in charge of like
And the
handling
fee
stuff.
and
Exactly. So today, how that typically works is that when competitors arrive on the first
they
day of
pay
competition, they actually just pay, and that's like the easiest. And for like a competition such as collegiates, that's pretty straightforward. Maybe they'll even like mail checks. That's also pretty common. They'll mail it to like the school or something. So maybe we'll just start with that. In the future, we might want to have an ability to keep track of who has paid or not paid within Kipup. So like if I have a list of
that's good.
competitors, as an organizer, I could log into Kipup and say like, oh, yep, today I received the payment for this, all of this
56%,
school, and I'm going to check them
I want to
off.
send a reminder to the other ones.
Yeah, and maybe even later we have reminders and things like that.
Awesome.
But I think for today, let's just say we don't handle any
So
of that
maybe you
payment
display
stuff.
the price, but they will pay when they arrive.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Definitely, we'll probably want to display the price.
Yeah, so they are not surprised. You know. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, cool.
yeah. Maybe we'll maybe we want the price like here, like on the confirmation screen, like 2 events at like it's like actually the price is typically like 1 event for $60, and each additional event 1 additional for like $15. That might be like a pricing scheme that they would work out.
Okay.
And we'll probably want to put that on the confirmation scheme so you know you can confirm. And then maybe you can go back and say like, that's like too much money. I don't want to pay that. If we're going to show pricing information on the confirmation screen, we'll probably also want to put something about like ways to pay, like, and mail a check or payday of, something like that. We'll include some information. I think for this information, we can, like I said, there's like not that many competitions going on at any given time. So we could probably just customize that on the back end directly into the app to say like for this competition, show this stuff for to start with. Since it's just like static text, it's not a big deal.
Awesome. So we received more entries.
Oh, cool. Let's take a look.
Yeah. So again, like when you are in XD, we invite you today to design screens. The theme is health, you know. So all the details are in the challenge tab on behance.net/live. But once you design your screens, in the prototype view, you can connect your screens and then you do publish the prototype. So it creates a web experience, and this is how we get all the entries from our friends in the community. So there is this one, which is new, the pill minder. So I guess it will remind me to take my pills. Ready to start? Yes. Oh, very nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Find the medication, the dosage, add. Yeah, for the thyroid. Yeah, very good example. And then, I can keep track just to make sure, like maybe get a reminder on the phone, just to make sure I don't forget to take my pills.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
There is this one. So it's a identity-based habits. I'm the kind of person who runs every day. Okay. Every morning when I wake up, okay, when we have it. Okay, so you define the pace. And what did I miss? Oh, okay, so you click here. Oh, to change the pace. Okay, so it's like a list. So I like the design, very minimalistic.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Maybe you could add more screens, but I really like this idea.
Stave off.
Stave off. Design to help you reach your goals. Okay, swipe. Shook. Okay, wow, big goals, huh? Like, I cannot miss my goals.
Daily goals, log water.
Log water. And I can change the goal. Okay. So I guess it's for any type of goals, you know, like BPM, calories, like. Okay, interesting. And the carrots are back. No, I can count my carrots. Okay, so this is getting there. Like we see more and more screens coming from the carrot. And there is the Macrun tracker. Hi there, welcome to Macrun. Create an account. Oh, very nice sign-up experience.
Colors.
And there is a dashboard.
Wow, there are so many things.
Very good job. And I guess in this case, they use the pen tool, you know, where you can easily create curves.
Yeah. Is that like the speed at which you run?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It's like a pretty terrible run. Or is that your heart rate? Oh, no, I can't.
Or maybe it's...
Distance?
Yeah, like...
What's the 15 to 21?
Today, maybe the days. You know, like last
how
week.
much I ran each day?
Every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's better than this.
Yeah.
That was like the pace you're running. That would be pretty crazy. That would be actually probably a great workout.
Designed 17 screens. I mean, this is super impressive. And you can start, restart like to track the distance. And per month, per week, per day. Yeah.
Oh.
Amazing UI. Okay, good job. Really great entries. Keep sharing, and we will review all the entries shared during this show with Jackie at the end of the show. Okay?
Cool, yeah.
And you can get a chance to win a Creative Cloud subscription.
Keep them coming.
Which includes XD, so that's cool.
Awesome.
Okay, so how do you feel about the screens?
Yeah, I think we're almost ready to... I think we can probably switch over to XD now.
And start, okay, designing the screens. And again, she will be back tomorrow, so you will see the full progress working on this app on Adobe Live. She will be back at the same time. And yeah, a lot of good feedback regarding the app we just shared, Rexrun. Yeah, it was super impressive.
Cool. Let's go for this size.
There we go. So we are in Adobe XD.
Yeah, clean slate. So like I said, on our current app, we use Google Material Design.
Yeah.
Actually, when I designed for that app, I used different software, so I don't have any of those things like already made. So like the elements and things like that. So I think
there might be a UI kit.
Yes, I did. I looked at it this morning.
Yeah.
So I I think it's like
Maybe you
material.
downloaded it today.
I downloaded it.
It's an XD project, so if you...
I put it in my downloads folder actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's somewhere here. There we go. This thing. Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are UI kits. So UI kits are, you have the default
This is
ones
awesome.
with
Yeah.
XD. This one is maintained and designed by the Google team, actually. Directly.
Oh, okay.
There is one
There's also one.
by Apple and one by Microsoft. So Michael Crabtree is our fourth guest today, and he will design UI for Microsoft, the
Oh, cool.
UWPX. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And he will use the Microsoft UI kit.
Nice.
There is one called Wireframe, actually, that has been created by Adobe and an agency here. But if you Google UI kits, you will see a lot of UI kits available on the web.
Have you seen this one before? Is this the official one?
Yeah,
produced by
if you
Google?
got it with File and get the UI kit, this is the official one.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And with material design and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
this one looks great, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually we are working with some designers to share UI kits with the community. So stay tuned. We should receive fresh new UI kits for you very soon that we will share on Adobe Live, made by awesome designers. So
Oh, cool. Very cool.
yeah, it should be awesome.
Sweet. So, yep, we're.
Hey Rolf,
I
good
just
to
pulled
see
this up so we can just grab some like text fields and things like that. I'll also probably reference. Oh, I don't know why this opened up in a new tab. I'll probably reference like the app itself for like colors or something.
you. Oh yeah.
But what else I was gonna say? No, yeah, we can get started. So I actually don't like this. It's like this thing.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Squishy
You can use
part.
the other one
I'm
like
just gonna
that.
turn it around. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay. We have
Sweet.
some mousepad technical issues.
Mousepad technical issues. So we came from a Facebook page. Maybe at some point we can like make a fake Facebook page. That's fine for now. I'm just gonna start dropping in some stuff. So we have collegiates, 2018. Let's say like Wushu collegiates, 2018.
Actually, look at that, Jackie. The UI kits I was mentioning. I think they have been published today.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so if we switch to my
fun.
screen, you will see free 5 UI kits, and the link is in the chat for XD created by UX designers. Look at that, they're beautiful. Very colorful. We have one for smartwatch.
How did you decide, or how were these chosen?
Just, we did some research of
Okay.
UX designers using XD, sharing good practices, such as Marcelo,
Yeah.
who will be our guest on the next Adobe Live
Oh, nice.
next month about
That's
UX
exciting.
design. Yeah. Wow, look at that by Sarah. And again, they are all free, okay? So you can download them today. Oh, this is more for a game. We were talking about, how can we design a game UI? Here we go. You have the gameplay UI kit.
Wow.
This one is more for
Nice.
dashboards, infographics.
Very clean.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Very cool.
And this one is by Peck, yeah. Peck, who is also based in the US. I love the name of his website.
Impeccable.
Yeah.
That's cute.
That's
I like
cool.
that.
Okay, so
Perfect.
yeah, that's great. So maybe we could have a change tomorrow where we'll ask you to use one of the UI kits. Yeah, maybe we could do that. But today we want you to change to design an experience about health.
Cool. Oh, I remembered what I was gonna mention.
Ah.
As Michael knows, this is like my
Yes.
third or fourth time diving into Adobe XD.
So thanks for playing the
Yeah.
game. and
No,
trying
I'm really
XD
excited.
live. This is cool.
I remember the first time I opened it. It was like I was just like, oh, all the like Illustrator shortcuts were coming back.
Yeah,
I thought I
finally.
had like forgotten all of them, like Escape, V, P, like all of that stuff was coming back. I'm surprised that I still remembered it. But I used Illustrator for a really, really long time.
Yeah, me
so
too. Yeah.
I guess old habits are always there.
Awesome.
Cool. So I was just gonna go and check out. I can't remember what was the font we actually used on here. Oh, we still have. I'll turn that off. Looks like we're using font family or Bodo. Yep, that's material font. That would make sense that that's the one that we used. And it's also like really light, so we'll make that darker
Yeah.
for now. I really actually liked how Eventbrite had that photo at the top. That was really
Yeah, that was
maybe
nice,
Maybe I'll
Like a
switch
landing
back to that really
picture.
quick. Yeah. Oh, my session has expired. Can't go to J Stalin. Cool. Yeah. So maybe we'll do something like the Kipup header here and the photo. Let me grab. I can grab a photo from our Facebook page.
Oh yeah, if you have some pictures of competitions.
I do. And this is like for people who haven't seen Wushu before.
Awesome.
I want to go to photos. So fun fact, I also do a lot of photography, so we can actually take a photo, grab a photo that I myself took. So there's no, don't deal with any like copyright stuff. Let's see.
So Pankaj is asking, wow, thanks for the UI kits, but also, do you have any good resources for icons in XD? Stay tuned. Maybe we're working on something, so make sure to be back in a few weeks on Adobe Live. Maybe we're working on something for you if you like icons. Something awesome.
Cool. So maybe, should we go with a picture of like an actual competitor? Or we can go with...
Yeah, something engaging, colorful.
Yeah, okay, cool. Let's do this one.
Shashank is asking, when does the submission end for this stream, this show? In about 10 minutes, okay? Because we'll review the entries in about 20 minutes with Jackie.
Cool.
Wow, the costume is so good.
Yeah, it's very super bright.
Wow.
Let's see. Cool. Kind of fun to have the ones in the back. Let's pick something that's a landscape. I'll just go with the one that I was looking at before. We're just testing, so we don't need to be perfect right now. So I just grabbed that. Oh, it's freaking huge. Let's scale it down. All right, cool. Send it back. And
yeah, the shortcuts with the brackets. Awesome.
Yep. Yeah, all those keyboard shortcuts. I actually have, because I use Illustrator for a long time, I actually override other prototyping tools shortcuts
to
with
replace
like
the
Illustrator
shortcuts.
ones.
I like this attitude.
Yeah. I actually want to create a mask, so let's do that. Now I have that with the mask, and
can I show you a cool feature that maybe will inspire you for the future screens? Are you familiar with the background blur? And it's more for native app actually. Like, but yeah, just to show you, like, but if you add a rectangle, I would just do it here so you will understand what I mean. And I can say, okay, background blur. So what would be in the background, you see, would be blurred.
Oh, that's cool.
Like the glass
that is really neat,
effect on iOS.
But you can like keep the background.
Exactly, but
you don't like ruin everything. That's cool. I can definitely see that being really useful. Let's throw in. We'll probably want to keep the
the header,
the Kipup colors of the header. So
I agree.
And
then access to the menu.
Switch back to the app, and I just want to steal this color.
You use
or can
inspect
you?
tool.
Can you drop it?
A screenshot.
Oh, okay. You can't like.
I don't know actually. Let's
this?
try it. No idea.
Yes.
Oh.
Learning new things.
Oh my god.
Now you know. That is a thing you can do. Very cool. I didn't have to look at Inspector at all.
There is a trick actually to do it in Photoshop.
Is it not that?
In Photoshop you can't, but there is a trick.
Oh, okay.
The trick is that you pick a color first in Photoshop on the canvas, but you keep pushing.
Oh my goodness.
And you go outside, and it will work.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. It's cool. It's a bug. You gotta fix that.
Yeah, it's a bug, but it's useful. It's a useful bug. So don't fix it, okay, the Photoshop team, because I use it all the time.
Cool. Can you actually change the let's say, maybe I want to like lighten this photo or something. Actually, that's actually probably fine. Just like.
And Prince is asking why there is no layer. I really like the concept of layers. So that's a funny story actually.
Hot topic, right?
Yeah. When we released XD, there was no layer.
But there is now.
There is now.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So if you click here, actually, this is the layer panel. Open. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the layer panel, but these are contextual layers. So if you have like, what we didn't want is that if you have 300 screens, we don't want to display 30,000 layers. So it will only display the layers where you are working on. So if you're working on this screen, these are just the layers of this screen.
Right. That's good. Yeah, because I think other people like will just show you all of them, but like I don't care about layers across multiple artboards. Like only the one I'm working with.
And when we released XD, there was no layer,
What
and
if
actually
you,
we were able to design. So.
But like, what will look like if I did that? Does it know how to handle that? Like if I select across multiple layers? Not yet. I guess it only shows you on one of them.
Yeah,
for
just
now.
the selected artboard,
Cool.
the one you're working on. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what that looked like. I'm also gonna save this
good.
really quick. I'll just drop it in
Always
here.
save. There is no autosave feature in XD, so
We'll just
Make sure you
call this
save.
like Kipup registration. Actually, WSA just stands for Wushu Scoring App. That was the old name before we knew what this product was called. We should just call it Wushu Scoring App. Can you drop like saturation on photos?
no, there is no.
Okay, so
There is no. You cannot do something like this. Can I try something?
yeah.
There is a way. Where was it? Okay, because sometimes I'm confused between all the apps we're using. Do you have Photoshop CC
I do.
installed? Okay, so I can show you something cool. We just opened Photoshop CC. I don't think we have to update it. And do you still have access to this picture somewhere on the disk, or? Yeah, if you can just open the same picture in Photoshop, I will show you something cool.
I did not actually save it, but I can.
Oh, we can screenshot or.
Yeah. If I have it copied to the clipboard, it should be fine, right? Because I just done this.
Oh yeah. Okay, so do file new. Yeah, enter.
Gosh, it's been a hot second since I used Photoshop.
Okay. So there is an interesting concept in that works. So it's good for you, but also if you work with multiple designers. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you open your Creative Cloud libraries, so this is a way to share assets, among multiple designers. Okay. This is working on it.
Very high quality
Yeah.
image.
It's a big one, you think? Okay, so you have my library. Okay, maybe we can create a new one and call it Adobe Live, so you won't be confused. Okay. What I will do is that I will drag and drop this asset here, and so you can have a designer working on it. So, okay, so let's say I'm opening a new document, and I want you to work on this one. What I will do at the same time in XD is that instead of using this image that comes from
I'll drop
Facebook,
it in from there.
exactly. So
Nice.
we use this in the Adobe Live. Okay, so this is downloading the assets. Oh yeah, it's a big one. Ooh. Wow, look at that. Okay, just resize it here. I love using the trackpad with XD. To zoom in, zoom out. So nice. Okay, so now this picture is actually in the cloud.
So if I want to change it,
So let's say you want to desaturate. You just do a quick test, okay? I press save. It's syncing here. So it's uploading the change to Creative Cloud, downloading the edits, and it will apply it. It should apply it in the project.
Yeah.
Okay? This is still syncing because we're dealing with a big file. But same like if you want to remove the logo, so it's a good way to work with a designer and make sure, this is still syncing. So
It's okay.
maybe I can check what's.
It'll come in.
Almost
eventually.
done.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Almost done, and now it will download and change it here. So of course it depends on the internet connection, how fast this is, but
Cool. Yeah.
what's good is that you can have another designer working on it.
Yeah.
And if you have this picture in
Like
100
cross-
screens,
Yeah.
it will just update it
That's really
everywhere.
great.
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Sweet. I'll just leave that like this for now. So we have our Wushu Collegiates. Let's say it's on May 18th, 2018. It's really soon.
Yeah, it's my dad's birthday.
Oh, yeah?
Easy to remember.
Happy really early birthday.
Yeah, dad.
I don't know what the names of the buildings are, but let's just make up a name. Chase Auditorium.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Oh,
a
yeah.
great venue.
Yeah, you funded it. Cool. So we have some stuff there.
Okay.
And let's say we want to now register. And let's pull in this color for now.
And our friends are pushing entries at the very last minute. I like it. Okay, just have a few minutes to submit your entry for this show, okay? If you didn't have time, you will submit it with Natalie. She will be our guest in about 30 minutes. She's raising her hands like this in the studio.
Cool. Button to register.
And Natalie is an Adobe Creative resident, and we have awesome news for you. So stay tuned.
Let's make these all a bit bigger since we're looking at a phone. And yeah, that seems pretty good. I'm just gonna take a look at this. What else do they do? Yeah, I like this like date and time, location, refund
that's
policy.
clean.
Yeah, I wonder if. Yeah, that's.
And
pretty
description, yeah.
clean. Yeah, I guess we probably don't need a description for now. We probably want to say like who's hosting it. So that's like a really big thing. Hosted by university. Let's just say Columbia for now. We're not hosting it, so don't quote me on that.
Mariam is asking, what is the news, please? You will see with Paul and Natalie, but if you're interested in the Adobe Creative Residency Program, you get all the details. And actually, it's just we have just opened it for new applications to get new residents in 2018. So we will welcome Paul and Natalie in about 30 minutes, and they will give you all the details on top of creating awesome experiences in Adobe XD to make donations. You'll see. This will be awesome.
Cool. Let's just like make up location. New York. Sounds like a great place. And
Hey, Janet, I need to work on my awesome. Maybe I should speak like this. Paul really enjoys when I speak like this. Awesome.
Cool. Oh, we lost our mask too. This image is probably taking up way too much space.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
No, that's cool. Mask with shape.
Here we go.
Cool.
Good job. Yeah, it's very clean already. Like you feel the experience already.
It's pretty small. All right, we can mess around with all the other stuff.
So do you know how to do, if you want to add more information into the scrolling in XD?
Into the scrolling?
You know, like if you want to
like if there's
have
more
and you want the user to scroll when they test?
Would I not just make this artboard bigger?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's a great user experience. It's exactly what I expected. I thought you were going to say something really strange.
Yeah, something like you press a shift.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, that's cool. I mean, actually just also steal our logo from here. I'm gonna just throw it up here.
Nice.
Oh, I did something weird. Oh, there you go.
Oh, no,
I like resized it round. Cool. Kipup. We're looking at Kipup. Maybe actually, I know we mentioned the login.
The login feature.
Yeah. It's very what you would expect. And I'm gonna.
Oh my God! They submitted so many entries.
Yeah. Should we take a look at them?
Not yet.
We're good. Cool.
Wow, they are so creative. They have so many good ideas. It's insane.
So I'm just using the Alt key to check out the distance between things.
We're losing Francisco.
I do that a lot. Cool. We have our first screen. Musically, it's hosted by Columbia University. It's at this place. It's great. Awesome. I want to register.
They have some questions about the name Kipup.
Yeah. what the name Kipup means. So Kipup is a move. It's actually not that commonly used in Wushu forms, but it's this move. Oh man, it's like really hard to demonstrate. But you like lie flat on your back. I actually can't do it. One of these days, maybe.
Maybe Paul can.
Oh, you can do it?
Paul will try a Kipup.
Do you want to like come and do it on the table? You lie flat on your back and you kick your legs up, and then you stand. Like
it's a famous move in movies.
Yeah.
You see it all the time. Like
it's really, you've definitely seen it before. It's really common. Yeah, we like the name because it's just like it's like a fun sounding name, and it's like a move that you would do.
Also, it sounds like keep up. Like keep up.
Like
movie.
keep it up.
Yeah, keep it up. Yeah.
Yeah, it really rolls off the tongue really well. Cool. Sweet. So. As user, I click register.
Oh, Ryan, actually, he knew it.
Someone knew it?
Isn't it when you fall and you get back up? Yeah.
You can start on the ground too. You don't have to. Technically, it doesn't include the falling. Cool. So, great.
Oh, and Colin says the same name in gymnastics.
Yeah, it's not just a Wushu thing. It's like across the board.
I had no idea.
Yeah, all sorts of martial arts, or like it's just like a generic move. You do it in like breakdancing.
That's a great name. Oh, breakdance, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We thought it was like fun or unique enough, and then you could you do it in Wushu. But then, like, let's say in the future, Kipup isn't used just for Wushu; it's used for like other sports. Like, you can
so
apply
it's
to
still
that
generic
as well.
enough.
Yeah.
I like this.
Totally. And happened to be that Kipup.io was available and pretty cheap.
Boom.
So that was a winner.
Good job.
Yeah, we decided on it like in 45 minutes. It was very fast. Cool. So looking at my notebook, we had, after you click to register, I have all the stuff to like start filling in some information. So let's actually say we don't need this information anymore. We're gonna pull this up. As a user, I probably am familiar with those things. Maybe I'll just say that. And we'll just like bump all these down. Actually, as a user, I probably don't care about the exact auditorium that it's at, but I am probably more interested in like the city. Yeah. So I'll just put New York for now.
Just to make sure that I'm not confused like me with Colombia.
What's that?
Oh. When I was confused with Colombia.
Oh yeah. This is Colombia with a
You would go to the school. I would go to South America. I'm like, where are you, Jackie?
Yeah.
Waiting for you for the competition. I'm in Bogota.
I'm just gonna drop in some time so people know. That's like a pretty common time. Let's see. This is 4.
And you know what we can try tomorrow also is to do a live preview on an iPhone.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, I will show you tomorrow how to do that. But you can design live, checking the experience on your iPhone.
Nice.
I'll show you tomorrow. Very nice XD feature. So if you want to try that at home, you can download the free application on your mobile device called Adobe XD, and you plug it with a USB. And as you design screens, it will show you live your design. So you can make sure, for instance, that the typeface size is not too small. You can really make design decisions just watching your screen.
Cool. I was just going ahead and adjusting the light positioning of this as we were talking. It like had a bunch of stray pixels. Stray like partial pixels. So I went ahead and got rid of that. Cool. I try to keep like an 8-point grid typically when I design. So like everything here will be like a multiple of 8. That just makes it really easier for development too.
Okay.
Cool. Let me know when we need to stop and look at the entries.
No, we will look at the entries in 4 minutes and 27 seconds.
Cool. Okay. Sweet. So we have, here's the competition that I'm registering for. Let's say, So the pattern we sort of have going on in our app is that we have this like background thing, and then we have these cards. So maybe we can do something like that. I wonder if I can grab the background.
What do you want to grab?
What's up?
Like the gradient?
Yeah, this like image. Yes, got it. So I don't know. I guess I don't need to explain how I did that, but I just like found where that background is being called.
Okay.
So it's in this. It's in the body div, and then I found it in the computed styles. And then you do this trick where you find the URL.
Okay.
If you like click on it, like doesn't really do anything.
No.
But what you do is you say you want to open it in a new tab.
Open
it did
the
this.
URL of the image.
Yeah, and then from here I can do whatever I want.
Awesome.
Oh, that's huge also. I guess that's fine actually.
Looks nice actually.
Cool. Let's also just drop that to the back. And let's lock it. How do you lock things?
So it's in, yeah.
Cool.
And
Oh,
also
I didn't actually get
if you come back here, when it's locked, you should see it here. So here it's not. So is it Command L? Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
And there is
Cool.
a lock icon.
Okay.
And if you click again on it, it will unlock it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so we've now locked that. But you can still click on it.
So Laura is asking, where do you find this code? So when you open a website with Google Chrome, Firefox has the same features with Chrome.
So
you
just,
open the developer tools.
Yeah, so what I
and
just did
can
is like,
inspect.
I right-clicked and I
Right-click,
clicked
inspect. You open the developer tools. Usually it's at the bottom of your screen by default, and then you can keep,
Yeah, I just have it popped out
Yeah.
because I do a lot of like crazy screen management stuff, so that works for me. And yours is probably going to be white, not black.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to drop in a card. It has some sort of shadow, I think. No, it does not. Okay, I'm going to kill that shadow. And we'll go ahead and do this.
Nice.
Oops. Ooh, I didn't want it to be all the way back. Darn.
You can go just one step back. If you don't press Shift, then you go with the brackets.
Oh, right.
You can control.
Cool. I selected a lot of things.
Oh yeah, I see them moving.
Yeah.
That's right.
Cool. What I just did there is I selected everything and then I like unselected the thing. And then I was about to just like bring all of that to the top.
That works too.
That works too. Okay, so this is the thing that I'm registering for. I don't know if I'm like super into the card right now because I feel like it takes up a lot of space on mobile. Maybe we'll kill that later. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some of the text fields. So coming here, this is what the material text fields, and that's also what they look like in our app. So if you like create something, you see it's like this line pattern. So we'll go with that for now.
And I see some questions by Alexandre about the Adobe XD on Windows. So it's definitely available and testing features. So after Jackie, we will welcome Natalie, and within 2 hours, we will welcome Michael Crabtree, who is working on Windows, and he will design an experience for Windows. So stay tuned. We will answer all your questions on the Windows version because he will actually experience it. So we will try device preview. I'm not sure if it works on Windows, but it will be a good opportunity to try.
Cool. So here we have name. I probably want some labels for these as well, but I'll just start with these. Name, the other thing, next field that makes the most sense, probably email, and then, actually I don't want that. Let's switch over here. I'm gonna go pull up I'm gonna look for a drop down. Let's see where it is on this sticker sheet. We have these. Oh, that's like a menu. Text fields, notifications, tabs, bottom toolbar, desktop, navigation, keyboards, lists.
Okay. In about 1 minute, we'll review the entries, okay?
Okay, cool.
I just refresh all the prototypes just to make sure that
We have the latest.
the latest versions of the design.
All right. So I don't actually see it, but let's just steal this guy. I'm just taking this this icon over. Oops. And here we have the affiliation. Oops. Affiliation. Great. I kind of want to just put a mask over the background because it like selects it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. The other thing that I had sketched is this ability, much like Eventbrite, where you can say like, have you used Kipup before? Log in here, so you don't have to like add all this information again. So I'm gonna add something like that. Used have a Kipup account.
Yeah, they had a nice way of introducing the feature, like directly talking to the user. Yeah.
Yeah. Kipup has like a very casual tone.
Voice. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Maybe I'll keep it. Maybe make it even smaller.
Yeah.
All of this might be a little bit small, anyways. Oh, let's lock that down.
Cool. Are you ready to review some entries?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so today we challenge you with the theme health. Okay, design a mobile app using Adobe XD and this new version that we released yesterday night or this morning, depending on your region. So there is this one.
Welcome to Hydro Timer.
Yeah, Hydro Timer. Okay, 45 minutes to
Hydro time.
So it means that you need to drink water for 45 minutes. So you can.
But you're hydroing, not drinking water. Much
So
cooler.
you can set the timer. Oh, okay, nice. Set for Sunday, Saturday, the weekdays. Interesting.
Nice. Hydro goals. Oh, that was what you clicked on.
Yeah. Just trying
Check
to
out that
make sure.
hamburger menu.
Yeah, here.
It changed.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
More, it's like a taco now.
Yeah.
Okay, Hydro Timer. Yeah, very nice entries. Nice welcome
Great
screen
drinking
too.
water photo.
Another app called Save a Planet. Okay, where are you living? We're living obviously on Mercury. Go
Tips
for
and
it.
tricks for making your.
And we can buy seeds. Okay. So, like maybe what can we breed on Mercury? So it's futuristic. Right?
I asked everyone to reach out and think about problems that are, really personal, such as the fact that, you live on Mercury.
Super personal.
Definitely a thing
job.
that is being experienced right now.
Okay, this one is more like for the muscles,
Core strength workout. It's a little small. I'm having a hard time seeing that.
Yeah.
Get your real stats today.
Here you can log in.
And workout, core workout.
And there's a hamburger menu. Nice. The calories, recommended meals. To gain muscle or to lose weight. Okay, nice. Yeah, a lot of interactions. Good job. We have
Take care.
Take care. Okay, good name.
Vitamin. Time card.
That's it.
Are each of these vitamins?
Thing to take. Okay, what I need to take today. Oh, okay. So it's like saying, okay, what I want to take and make sure I keep track of what I take. It's a bit like the apps we saw with for the pills.
Yeah.
Good job. Here, hello, John. Okay. So it's not a history. It's a history. Okay, John. And start a free walk. Okay.
Forever starts today. Oh, that's the song.
Oh, yeah. That's the song playing.
What's going on?
Okay, cool. Yeah. Keep track, of what you do. Yeah. A lot of apps to track.
Walking and stuff.
Shake it up with the radial gradient. I think that Pablo also had
trying
fun
it
with
out
that. Yeah, that's
today.
nice. It's a new feature of XD. Cool.
Hiking, 9:30 a.m., 2000 stuff.
Okay, let me go back here. And I can choose my activity. Okay, with Adobe stock pictures. Yeah. Nice first prototype with XD. Good job. And this one we saw it already. Okay, so we need to review also what we saw.
Cool.
You remember the pill minder.
Let's see if anything changed.
We had this one with a very minimalistic design to trigger habits. This one to set some goals. The carrots.
How did the...
That's it.
It's just the two? Okay, cool.
That's it. That's
Cool.
straight to the point. You know, you want carrots, you get carrots.
Totally
That's it.
calories.
Max
healthy.
run.
This is the one that has a ton of screens.
Yeah, with the dashboard.
Oh, wow.
And the weekly, the monthly dashboard.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is the
Run
Swedish
scanner.
app.
Morning
with
run inside, night run outside,
activity.
lunch run inside. Yeah.
I like this design pattern also, you know. It invites me to reorder in this case.
Yeah.
Unleash to keep track of my activity with my dog. And this one is about how you feel and a little bit decision tree so you can feel better. And that's it. So which one do you want to reward? You know, I don't want you to say this is the best, but just like if you notice something that you like and you want to reward the participants, because for some of the viewers are experienced users, but some of them also try Adobe XD probably for the first time today. So
yeah, let's go through them. The Mercury one. Can we click through that one again? Select your home planet. Go for it. Buy seats. Shop. Oh, there's more. Buy siblings.
it's scary.
Oh, nice. Oh man, I'm tempted to do this one.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go for being healthy on Mercury, Mars, Earth, or Venus. Congratulations to the author of this prototype. Let us know in the chat where you're from. And we will contact you on Behance. You'll receive a private message and we will explain how you can get a 1-year Creative Cloud subscription. If you're already a Creative Cloud member, it will extend your membership and you will be able to create even more, you know, because XD is part of the subscription, Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, After Effects, all the creative apps. So awesome, and you see they have been very creative.
Yeah, great stuff. I also I really liked the medication one. Seemed really really relevant.
The Take Care
and the other
pills.
one, both of them.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Good job, and keep sharing. You can tweak your design if you want to share it again with the next shows and get more chances to win. So good job with XD. Okay, maybe we can go back to your screen and we can explain what you will be working on tomorrow. So you will keep working on the app, I guess?
Yeah. So I think tomorrow have a bunch more screens that we want to flesh out and then end the session tomorrow with coming up with how we want to test it. So maybe we'll come up with some questions together.
Testings.
We'd love to check out how that experience will feel on a real phone before we actually give it to someone on a real phone to test. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Jackie. And she will be back tomorrow. We keep working on Kipup. And in about 5 minutes or so, we will welcome Natalie Liu, who is an Adobe Creative Resident, UX designers, and Paul Trani will be back to host the show. And thank you, Jackie. See you tomorrow. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.